I was only 6 years old when political Islamists formally established Khomeini's official state in Iran. Every morning before going to school, I used to see the Cyrus the Great cylinder on the table that reminded me of respecting and tolerance to others. However, at a school, before any programs and starting our classes, we had to chant, "Down to USA, down to Israel." And we had to cross the Israel and American flags to get into the classroom. But at the end of the day, as all media were under the control of the regime, the only way we could communicate with the outside world was by radio. At night, my father would catch up with Persian Israeli radio so we could hear the real news from Tel Aviv. Since the establishment of the Islamic Republic of Iran in 1979, the destruction of Israel has been one of the foundations of the regime's ideology. An official anti-Semitic state with the slogan of eliminating the Israel from the world map. This strategy has become an official state policy. On May 9, 1979, the Jewish community head Habib El-Ghanian, who was accused of Zionist and espionage for Israel, he was executed. The same year, Al-Quds Day was invented as a result of Khomeini's anti-Semitic propaganda, as he declared the confrontation with Israel as a religious duty. Quds Day is the annual anti-Zionist day. Islamic Republic commemorates this day by organizing marches and expressions of hatred toward Jews and the state of Israel. According every year, on the last Friday of Ramadan, Al-Quds Day commemorates with mass parades led by the regime to emphasize hatred of the state of Israel. Jews, along with other official religions, Christians, Baha'i, Sunni, and Zoroastrian, are subjected to humiliation as second-class citizens. The Islamic Constitution has restricted their religious freedom. They need permission and control to perform their religious ceremonies. The value of their lives is set at half a Muslim, and in case of a Jewish woman, it reaches a quarter. They are barred from many governments and military status in any levels. The anti-Semitic propaganda of the Islamic Republic is getting more and more fierce. It has come to the point that the word Jewish has become a synonym for humiliation. The Ministry of Guidance and Culture, whose blade of censorship is sharp, not only permits to print books and make films of this kind, but also sometimes invest for their production. I just give you an example. The film Antisemitism is cooperation of the Islamic Republic and a French company. The author and director of the film is Dieudonné, who had previously made Mahmoud. The anti-Semitism film, according to Mohsen Ali Akbari, made with the invitation of Iran's deputy director of cinema and cooperation to Mohsen Ali Akbari, cooperation of French La Plume company. Ali Akbar said about the motivation of the film that anti-Semitism is a comedy film that mocks Jewish thought. It also mocks the Auschwitz camp in a part of the film, and Holocaust denier Robert Faurisson plays his own character in this film. Many media outlets have trained to spread lies and insults against Jews, from insulting wives to accusation of adultery with their daughters or a spread of corruption for controlling the world. Indeed, the Islamic Revolution aroused fears among Iranian Jews, and around 2/3 of the community, despite having a 2,700-year background, more than the Muslim in Iran, forced to leave their homeland because of discrimination and negative propaganda and the restrictions. However, Wherever they went, they kept Iranian culture and civilization alive and are one of the pride of Iran from Tel Aviv to the United States in front of the Islamic regime. After Nazis, we must fight Khomeini seriously. They formed many militia under command of Qasem Soleimani in Syria, Iraq, Yemen, and Lebanon to get closer to Israel by occupying the region. Their main objective has been the export of its totalitarian ideology in the Middle East and elsewhere in the world. With Al-Quds force, Soleimani became its great craftsman. For him, human life had no value. His only desire was to extend the ideological and military influence of the regime and ultimately to wipe Israel off the map. Today, this terrorist Soleimani has been killed. European deputies must stand with the Iranian people against this Islamic Republic. Europeans must join us and fight terrorism and anti-Semitism along with the policies of the current United States administration. The Islamic Republic must not allow obtaining nuclear weapons because then it will increase its threats against the world. Maximum pressure campaign must continue with strength. Today, Iranian people are fighting this ideology, and thousands of the human rights and political activists are in prisons because they want to struggle against this kleptocratic, theocratic, and anti-Semitic regime, and they want to achieve the peace and friendship in the Middle East. They refuse to cross on the flags of Israel, and they reject all the anti-Semitic slogans from Islamic regime. In memory of the Tehran children, a group of Polish Jewish children, many orphans or separated from their parents who escaped the Nazi German occupation of Poland, this group of children was later evacuated with several hundred adults to Tehran after summer 1942. Once the children were gathered in Tehran, the camp, which rapidly became known as the Tehran Home for Jewish Children, received assistance from the local Jewish community, and most of them recovered their health in the Tehran camp. In 1943, the children with their adult escorts crossed from Persian Gulf to the Sinai by train and arrived at the Athlete Refugee Camp in 1943, where the Yishuv, I don't know if I pronounce well, welcomed them. 35 of the Tehran children died as soldiers in Israel's war of independence in 1949. Ladies and gentlemen, a large of people in Iran strongly believe that Israel and Iran will be strong allies in near future after the Islamic Republic because of their cultural and historical common history and culture for the sake of peace and stability in the Middle East. We hope to see as soon as possible an Israeli embassy in Tehran and an Iranian embassy in Jerusalem. I hope to see you all in Yusufabad Synagogue, one of the oldest synagogues in Tehran. Am Israel Chai.